Hi, this is Living Hypnotically, and I'm Erica Flint. Living Hypnotically, where we explore the application and benefit of hypnosis from and with professional hypnotists. And today we have the honor of having Tracy Kim with us. Now, Tracy is a nurse, and she's also a board certified hypnotist, and she is in Florida right now. Tracy, how are you today? Thank you for being here.
Great, Erica. Thanks so much for having me.
You bet. I just think that what you're doing in the world, you're helping a lot of people, and you have a very interesting story. So let's begin at the beginning. Your origin story with hypnosis. How did you go from being a nurse to becoming a board certified hypnotist?
Well, as a practicing nurse for over 20 years, of being helping my patients, and I realized that at doctor's offices, hospitals where I work, when they come in and they're already sick, we help them with their body, with their symptoms or whatever's going on, testing.
Yeah.
And I just realized with the holistic approach, it's mind, body, spirit. And at the hospital, we were just doing the body part. And there's so much more. As a nurse who works in the recovery room, I had patients come in after testing, and the doctor would come in and say, everything is fine. The test was clear. And they would look at me and they're like, but why do I hurt? I work in endoscopy, so why does my stomach still hurt? And I would say, what else is going on? And I've heard so many stories. My son committed suicide a month ago. My husband is not nice to me. He yells at me all the time. I wake up in the morning. And with hypnosis, we can help these people. So so much more that we can do.
So you were seeing that in your work. And then what happened from there? How did you first get interested in hypnosis?
Rewind a little bit. I ride horses. As you can see, there's a horse in the background. I was at the barn, and a friend of mine said, oh, I'm going for my hypnosis session. And I was like, well, tell me more. What is this? I'd never heard of it before. And so she told me, and at the time I had 3 kids, 3 different schools, stressful life, lots of stuff going on. And I thought, I got to check this out. So I went, I didn't know what to expect. And I was like, I don't know. It's like, woo, what is it? So I went, I checked it out. And as a nurse, I really did my research. There's lots of evidence-based research on hypnosis that you can look it up. And it works. I used it. I have a neuropathy that gets worse with stress. And so I was using some holistic massage and that kind of stuff. So the hypnosis really helped, because if I get stressed out, my body goes numb. So and it worked for me.
That's so interesting. Okay.
So I wanted to help others. And so I became certified and then board certified.
And how long ago was that you became a hypnotist?
2015, I got my first certification. And then in 2019, I got my Master of Hypnosis, board certified in 2020.
Okay, great. Awesome. Now, you might have had some ideas about hypnosis that a lot of our clients might have, right? And then you became a hypnotist. So can you share, what did you think about hypnosis? You mentioned something about you were wondering if it was woo-woo.
Yeah.
What do you know about hypnosis now?
I know that through the research, through studying the brain, and I was always interested in psychology and nursing school. And there's just research that it works. The success stories, speaking to actual people that have used it and it's worked, that was another thing. Just my clients come in and they wonder, am I going to be out? Am I going to be asleep? Am I going to not know? Can you do anything?
Right.
And I assure them that I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. I had a smoker that came in to stop smoking, but only because his friends wanted him to stop. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. So that's something that people, of course, are you going to make me quack like a duck? That's what they want to know.
That's what people see, right? That's what they see
they watch
in Hollywood.
Yes.
Right.
And that's one of their first things. I watched this movie and no, I said, I've been there. I remember the first time in the chair, with my hypnotist. And I remember. And so I talk to my clients about that and answer all their questions. Yeah.
Yeah, there are movies out there. There's a new one, I think, called The Hypnotist.
Yeah.
There's Get Out, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I like to mention to my clients or anybody who brings this up, because a lot of folks forget the fact that they're watching a movie and they're like, Erica, is hypnosis really like that? And, sometimes I'll play around with them and I'll say, oh boy, I'm so glad that Luke Skywalker and that whole crew saved us from the Death Star exploding. And when they start to understand that I'm telling a joke about Star Wars. And Star Wars is a movie too, and it was made up. And a lot of the hypnosis that you see in Hollywood is a made up story, and it's sensationalized to tell a really good story in the hypnosis office. Well, hypnosis works because of you, right? All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. If hypnosis were controlled like that, then we would have 100% results, and we would just have them lined up out the door, and we would just one after the other. We would just be able to help people like that. But the truth is, hypnosis is an opt-in, and we get to help empower our clients. The change comes from within them. And that's what I love about it so much, because we are really empowering our clients to make these realizations and these changes and implement this in themselves. So now not only are they getting results, but they know they did it themselves. They didn't get it from something external.
I tell them they have exactly what they need inside. I'm just a guide. I just help them. They have it inside. And sometimes we develop patterns that hold us back. And I always mention neuroplasticity, rewiring the brain. We can go in and patterns.
And that's the way the brain works. Yeah. So what are you seeing in your clients? Do you have a technique or a tool or something that you tend to share with a lot of your clients that you can share with our audience?
A lot of my clients come in and it's self-talk, the negative self-talk, whether they're athletes, weight loss, no matter what, it's a lot of self-talk, confidence, or they'll come in and they keep talking about their anxiety. And I said, you're just, reprogramming yourself. So we talk about, okay, what are we focusing on? We want to focus on what we want, what we don't, not what we don't want. So when that negative self-talk comes up, I have them say the word either stop or cancel and replace it with something positive and something they do want. And sometimes they're like, oh, I can't think of anything. Okay, fine. Think of a purple elephant, because a purple elephant is not negative or positive. It's just kind of cute.
It's neutral. Yeah.
So purple elephant, and I got it. It works. It really works.
And so change always happens with awareness first. Awareness is always the first step. Yes. And I'm so glad that you mentioned this with self-talk, because it is absolutely one of the cornerstones of the work that I do and absolutely love doing, because it's so important and it's happening with so many of our clients. It goes unchecked for a long time, doesn't it? Right? Until someone like us, or you might have a good friend that might call you out on negative self-talk or belittling yourself or not being kind to yourself. But negative self-talk goes beyond that, which could be a lack of confidence or not seeing yourself in the right way. And the ways that we talk to ourselves in our mind, the brain believes it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And those thoughts can create physical reactions. They can manifest physically with anxiety, stress, with illness. As a nurse, I've seen it.
So who do you like to help, Tracy? What kind of things are you helping your clients with?
Stress, anxiety, which is so prevalent these days, I love working with that. I love working with athletes. Many of them I work with have had setbacks, whether health issues, injuries.
What kind of advice do you have for athletes?
Again, it's the self-talk for many of them. I had a local professional golfer who he said, I realized I totally blew the whole match before the match because of the story he was telling himself.
That's what the brain does, right? The brain is telling a story. It's making up a story about our lives. And in a lot of cases, what are we doing as hypnosis? We are putting a new ending on that story. We are changing that story. We're helping that story to be more like how it really was, getting rid of those limiting beliefs, right? What do you want your clients out there to know about hypnosis?
That it works when nothing else has worked.
It really does. It really does. And We just know that, I don't know if you've noticed this, Tracy, but since COVID, it feels and seems, and even hypnotists, even people that I know are constantly doing their inner work are more stressed and weren't sleeping as well. And, a lot of my clients, we did a lot of work in the area of values, because a lot of people, there was, through COVID, they might be fighting with their families. There might be some new things that hadn't come up in their life before. And so it seemed like there's even more stress. And I think what it comes down to is uncertainty and not trusting what's going on in the world. And so the stress and anxiety levels feel to me significantly higher than pre-COVID.
Yeah. And something interesting too with the family members is I talk to them about our energy that we put out. And when they come in here, I have so many come back and tell me how, oh my gosh, my daughter's acting differently. My husband's acting differently. When we change our energy, it changes everyone around us. And
so their relationships tend to improve, right? In some cases, because they are presenting differently. They're more peaceful. They're happier. They aren't showing up in that same way. And as a matter of fact, can you share a client win? Can you tell us maybe a story of a client who got some good results?
Actually, I had a client came in because she just wanted more peace in her life. So she came in, she went home that afternoon, and her husband asked her what she had done. Even physically, she had changed. He said, did you get your hair done? What did you do? And she's like, nothing. I just had a hypnosis session. And physically, she had changed.
And I would say kudos to the hubby too, because not everybody would notice.
Absolutely.
Not everybody is paying enough attention to notice those types of changes in their spouse. So I would absolutely point that out. I think that's fantastic when we have a loving partner who notices that stuff. But you're right. And we see it as hypnotists when our clients leave the office. They might come in, stressed. I don't know what to do. I've tried everything else, and just some level of exhaustion, frustration, tired. And then when they leave, the burden is lifted, light at the end of the tunnel, a new understanding, a new way of looking at things that makes all the difference in the world.
One more. It was another mom. Daughter was staying in her bedroom. She was like 16, stuck in the bedroom. Dad, they just didn't have a great relationship, didn't really talk. Then she said, oh my gosh, my daughter came out of her room. She started talking to her father. We actually had dinner together. This was after a couple sessions, but yeah, they actually sat down, had dinner together for the first time in a couple years.
Really good job. So what's going on with our young people that you can tell? What kind of things are you helping our younger people with?
A lot, actually. Right now, I am helping with sleep and food addiction. They've gone to treatment, to therapy, but just helping them through that stress, through that whole process. Just helping them see themselves as they are, accepting themselves and loving themselves.
Thank you, Tracy, for doing that. I would say very similar to the teens that I'm working with right now. It is just, they're feeling an overwhelm. They're feeling stressed just by the everyday things that are going on in their world. The ones that I'm working with, it's not like they're having these big tragedies, although I'm sure that is happening as well. But it is just the overwhelm of everyday kind of existence, and giving them a self-hypnosis practice, or giving them a tool or a way so that they feel like they have a handle on something. They can manage things. They know that they can fall asleep at night intentionally. They know that they can focus and get their homework done. They know that if there's an issue with someone at school or something going on, they can do some self-hypnosis and bring themselves to a better state.
Yeah. Because that's how a lot of my clients, that's how it started with them. The pressure, peer pressure, stress of school.
And do you like to teach your clients self-hypnosis as part of the work you do with them?
I do. I have an insight-based process that I teach them, and they love it. My adults love it too. My athletes use it when they go to competitions as well, to help them focus, get in the zone. My clients use it to sleep, go to sleep at night. if they wake up in the middle of the night.
Such a good
Yeah.
tool, right? So because they can do it at any point. And we say that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis because anybody can block it, right? But the truth is most of our clients are coming to us and we are going to be using hypnotic pattern. They're going to be listening and we're going to be having a conversation with them. But that is really a very small part of our client's life. They're going to leave that hypnosis session and we might see them next week, something like that. But if we can empower our client with how to know to do hypnosis themselves, when to do it when they feel stressed or they're not feeling something that they like, now that really changes lives, doesn't it?
Yeah. I like to tell them when they leave me, they have a toolbox that they can take with them. They've got their self-hypnosis. And then as I work with them, sometimes there's other techniques. There's a self-talk. I teach them as well. And so I said, when you leave, you'll have a little toolbox to take with you to use.
Perfect. So what would you want to say to a client who's thinking, maybe I want to do hypnosis, but I'm not sure? What would you want to say to them?
First, we would go over what they wanted to use it for. And if they're really ready for the change, they're ready to commit, because you have to do a little work. I tell them, I don't have a magic wand. You've got to do the work. And it works. It works.
How do you live hypnotically, Tracy?
I do my self-hypnosis every day.
Okay.
And then I'm constantly learning. There's always something new coming.
So what about somebody becoming a hypnotherapist? What kind of surprised you about becoming a hypnotherapist?
I guess that I can help people in so many ways, that you can really help a person live a better life and get to know themselves better. Because like we talked about before, we have it all inside. So you see people struggling and it's just, wow, you're able to, with the tools that we have, we can help these people. So I'm always searching out to help people live their best life.
Yeah. Are you happy being a hypnotist?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Oh, we get to help people make some of the biggest changes in their life, and it all happens from within, right? Yeah. Now, people who know about how important it is to be fully present, who know how important it is to get good sleep at night, we can use hypnosis and integrate hypnosis into our everyday thing. Like I like to do it when I brush my teeth. I'm thinking very particular things, right? And if I have a new client and they're just wanting to get started incorporating hypnosis, I might have them every time they brush their teeth. I'm going to have them say 5 things that they're grateful for, or the 5 things that they're working on, or every time they use the restroom, they're going to say something positive to themselves. We piggyback something that we know that they're always going to be doing with a good technique like hypnosis. And so we can start adding and incorporating positivity into our clients' everyday life. Right. And that's why we'll see our clients come in the office and they'll start sharing with us the good things that are happening. Now we know we're starting to turn a corner, that our client is seeing things positively, and the brain supports us in that, right? The reticular activating system that functions as a filter. We actively, when we are thinking about what we want and we're thinking positively, we are more likely to see evidence of it in the real world. So we really are creating our reality right in front of us, right? Awesome, Tracy. Anything else that you want to share with your listeners out there about hypnosis, working with you?
Ask questions. Find someone, do your research, and ask questions. That's the thing. The more we know, the more we're educated, the more, we're apt to try something new. So go out there, call someone, set up a consultation, and ask questions, find out.
So you do consultations with your clients? Is that how you they do a consultation with you and then you figure out how, if you're going to work together? What is that process like?
They can sign up on my web, on Google, for a 30-minute complimentary consultation. And I have them first tell me a little bit about how they'd like to help, any questions they have about hypnosis, because sometimes there is that question of, am I out? Am I asleep? Whatever. And then I kind of talk about how my program works. And then we see if we're a good fit. And if so, we go ahead and sign them up.
All right. Tracy, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for living hypnotically. What's next for you? Anything that you want to share, book, a program, anything at all?
Some online programs. So look forward.
Oh,
Yeah. Some just to
okay,
help.
very good.
Techniques, maybe little easy techniques to help.
Yeah, awesome. So how do people get in touch with you? Where can they find you?
They can find me on my website at www.boca-raton-hypnosis-and-wellness.com. Little long. I'm also on YouTube, Boca Raton Hypnosis and Wellness. And
Okay,
you
very
can
good.
schedule. I work, via Zoom or in person. So if someone does want to schedule a consultation to get some questions answered, just schedule it. We'll chat. I love to teach, love to talk about hypnosis.
Is there anything that your clients have taught you this year that you think is an important share?
Oh gosh, my clients are so amazing. They're teaching me some all the time. Really.
I know. And that's why I'm asking, because you have an open mind and you're like constantly wanting to learn. So it's so fascinating as our clients are getting relief. We can notice how they're getting relief. They're teaching us stuff all the time, aren't they?
Yeah. I've seen them overcome trauma.
Yeah.
It's just, they're always teaching me that they can overcome just about anything. If they have that desire and that will, they can overcome, whether it's weight loss, whether it's abuse, or winning the game, winning the match. Coming back from an injury. They can do it. People are amazing.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. Hypnosis gives us power to show how amazing we are because it quiets the outside noise, gives us access to the truest part of us deep down inside, where when we're really listening, we can understand what our truth is. And now from that, we get to base decisions upon that, and we start living in alignment. So people start living more in alignment with what they know to be true. So now what they know to be true, they are feeling it and they're living that way. So people start to feel like they're living in integrity, that they like their skin, they like their life, they like their body because they feel like they're living in what they believe to be true. Thank you for being here, Tracy. I'm Erica Flint, and I am the author of Can You Be a Hypnotist? If you don't have a copy of this book yet, make sure to get a copy at canyoubeahypnotist.com. We teach hypnosis training every single quarter, so please check that out, and I look forward to seeing you in class. Thank you, Tracy Kim, for being here today. If you are in the Florida area, yes, Tracy is just so fantastic. There's something very special about the work that we do because we really are helping people with some of the hardest things in the world, some of the things that are the most painful, that really hurt our heart, where we were ashamed, where we were embarrassed. Our clients tell us things like, Erica, I've never told anybody this, not even my spouse. Yeah. And the reason that Tracy's so successful is because her heart and because she's able to get her clients relief. And so if you need help with something, please give Tracy a call, get signed up with her on the free consultation, whether you're in Florida or want to work with her remotely. She'll be able to help you. All right, very good. Thank you. Bye for now. Signing out from Living Hypnotically. Get the book. Start hypnotizing. Get the book and first hypnosis lesson free now at canyoubeahypnotist.com.